you know. I know I get criticized at times because I criticize things. And I guess it really hits home with a lot of people. What's that old saying? The truth really hurts. And they have difficulty dealing with it. They need to defend their bullshit on here. You know. I think in some ways, I've said in the past, the internet in general, I think, has done more harm than good. How it was intended to bring people together and all this and that. It's divided people. It's created a lot of chaos. It opened the floodgates for people to become egomaniacs, narcissists. A way to try to hustle money, promote themselves. They want to become some sort of a fucking celebrity, a superstar, make a big name for themselves. Gotta feed that ego and narcissism, and you gotta feed that bank account too. And now look at what they're doing to try to achieve that in the car community. There are not a lot of decent cars on here. Far from it. It's all junk. You know, Ryan mentioned to me yesterday, well, Mr. Swinger. He's Ryan. He said, yeah, another one, Brian. I come across a video of a guy's pulling some old fucking wreck out of the fucking woods with a forklift. He's got an engine sitting there with a roots blower on it, you know. He sticks it in the car and, you know, takes it to a track. I guess that's what hot rodding has become these days. It sure has changed a lot since my day. A lot has changed. It's not very often I really scroll through here and see what's going on with a lot of people. And 85% of what's on here are people fucking around with junk. I don't call them hot rods. I don't call them builds. I call them YouTube cars. They will serve no fucking purpose. These cars won't get driven. Most of them don't even get completed, you know. It's things they can drag along. It's just something to get some interest for content. I hope to get views to make money. I know people hate it when I say this. Hey, it's the fucking truth. You know. Everything's about junk these days. You don't need to spend money to have a hot rod. Well, what is a hot rod these days? I know for me, friends, everyone that we saw, these were cars that we wanted to drive. We didn't just want to fuck with them and fuck with them and fuck with them and fuck with them, and they stayed parking our parents' yard or driveway or at our house. Everybody else out riding around with their cars, and our cars fucking sitting there. You know? We wanted to drive them, enjoy them. Hot rod them, street race them, take them to a track once in a while. This is what we did. We wanted something that looked nice as well as we wanted it to run respectable. It wasn't about trying to be the fastest or the quickest. It was about being respectable. And we weren't always racing cars. We wanted to have a car that we put work into. The real thrill wasn't whether we were going to have a 10-second slip in our hand. It was getting behind the wheel and driving it. Riding around, going places, meeting up with friends. Getting together for our little street racing nights at Industrial Park. Just being respectable. Not getting laughed at, not spitting axles out, not showing up with a 4-door piece of fucking shit. You know? We were able to register our cars. We wanted them registered. We wanted that inspection sticker on it. How many of these YouTube cars would even be allowed a lot of fucking roads in this fucking country? They wouldn't be able to pass a simple safety inspection. Our cars were dependable. The only time we had a junk and we did was our winter cars, because in the winters we took our cars off the road, and I even told you that old Toyota Celica I bought for like $150. That 20R engine. I got through 6 or 7 winters with that fucking thing. Never changed the oil, and I didn't care because it was a junk. Its purpose was to be a junk, just to get me through a few months in the winter. And then after that, and be on standby in case I would blow a clutch or something. You know, we worked. You know, I did a lot before I went in the military at almost age 29. I was a little over 28. These were our work cars. These were our cars we took girls out on dates with. These weren't things that were just parked. Then again, we didn't have YouTube back then. We didn't have the internet. We didn't even own a fucking camera. Or a Super 8. Or VHS video. You know. We didn't have these cars because it was to take pictures, make videos, because we had to put it up on some fucking format to show people. We showed our cars out in fucking public, on city streets, driving around, racing. People knew what our cars were, who we were, without needing the fucking internet, without needing fucking YouTube. And we didn't do it to make money. A lot has changed. A lot has changed. Well, you guys would months and months and months and months, you're still dicking around the same fucking shit. What are you getting out of these cars? They're not cars. They are YouTube cars. They are YouTube props. They are a machine to get you attention, to get you views, to make you fucking money. These cars are totally fucking useless. You have no intention of registering these cars, putting them on the road, driving them, and enjoying them. Isn't that what a car should be, for enjoyment? Have you forgotten about that? I haven't. YouTube content cars is all it is on here. These cars are fucking useless junk. And people on here gravitate towards fucking junk. You know? I heard a few things this week. Well, the Crib Keeper, forget it. He still hasn't done a fucking thing with that Save the Children 318. Forget about that. That's another method to build a channel. I heard Sanford's now giving out advice on what to look for. I think he's already done this a few times. He must really be running low on content. Now he's rehashing the same old shit. I guess he lets enough time go by, hopes people forgot about it. Same way he hopes people forget about his fucking claims with his projects too, and they do forget about it. His pickle sniffers. Like, you know, P.T. Barnum. World famous carnival barker. There's a sucker born every minute. Sanford seems to know how to draw them out to his channel. The suckers. What to look for in buying, you know, a classic car. I'll give you a piece of advice. Don't buy anything that Sanford has there. They're all fucking junk. They're not classic cars. They're not hot rods. They're not race cars. They're not classic muscle cars. They are all junk. So the best advice I can give you in looking for a classic car, take a look around what he's got. Do not buy any of what he has. That'll be your best bet. Okay? This 318 bullshit. I heard about Nick. Ryan, was it Ryan? You told me? He got one, he built one, 404 horsepower or something. That seems to be a big trend, this 318 push. 318 is a fucking boat anchor. Chevy's version is a 307. I remember back in the day how people would give you a 318. Yeah, take it off my hands. They got a swinger or whatever it is, a satellite 318. And, you know, and usually with these cars, you know, they wanted smaller cars, the Demon Swingers, Dusters. They wanted a 340, a 360. The guys with, you know, larger cars, satellite, you know, whatever. Now they're looking at a 383. They want a big block, you know, bigger engine bay, you know. Chevy had their boat anchor too, called a 307. Around here, you know, you had your Novas, your Camaros, even regular base Malibus. They was putting 307s in them. The guys with the Novas, the Camaros. These guys were looking for a 350 to build. They pulled that 307 out. Here, take it. I don't need it. Take it. Nobody wanted to build a 307. I mean, nobody wanted to build a 318. Why do that? And you can invest time and money in a 350. Fuck that 307. Same thing with mopeds. 318, fuck that. Out for a 340, 360. Out for a 383 or 440. The guys with the Malibus, though, was different. They had a base Malibu with a 307, you know, two-door. You know, at least it's a two-door. They'll look pretty cool, you know, put some decent paint on it. We wanted them to look good. We wanted a decent-looking car, inside, outside, and something a little decent, respectable under the hood. Guys say they just want fucking junk, and they're putting junk engines in them. And these things, you know, will it run? You know, we found this car in the woods for 25 years. Will it start? What the fuck's up with that on here? You don't have to do anything. You can drag that out for weeks trying to see if you can get it to fucking stop. Get a series of videos out of it. Make a few fucking bucks on junk. Is that the best you can do? Is that your limitation on automotive knowledge? You can't do anything good, so you're limited to fucking around with junk and trying to milk it for all it's worth and make a few bucks off it? Is that all you're good for? Alright, is it? Seems that way to me. Engine builds, oh, I got this engine over here. Been on it for fucking months. Been on it for months. It still ain't together, it still ain't running, still hasn't been installed or anything, and what's the fucking point? Sanford's not the only one that drags shit out. There are others, and I can name some fucking names. You know, Chevy's boat anchor is a 307. It's the equivalent of the Mopar 318. People give you those fucking things. That's why, well, it costs money to find a 340. Even if it's blown, I got to rebuild a 340. You know, I got to get a new crank, and it's going to cost money. You know. I'll find a 318, and these things are not fucking beat. Usually they're running. They may have a shitload of miles on them, but they came out of a fucking, you know, station wagon or some four-door Belvedere or Coronet or some shit like that. Oh, I'll put a cam in it. Put an aluminum intake and a Holly and headers, and now I got a fucking badass race car, you know what I mean? Then when that don't work out, well, now I'm going to pump it full of laughing gas, you know, and get it to run a 10, you know. In a four-door fucking shitbox Coronet that got hauled out of a junkyard for $300. Don't you guys care about anything decent these days? Don't you even want to drive your fucking car? Don't you? Then again, what of the junk I've seen on here, I doubt how many of these cars are even roadworthy. If you could drive them around back and forth to a supermarket, to get to work, anything for a week, and the fucking thing would stay together without falling apart. In one way or another. Whether it be the engine, suspension, the braking, the steering, you fucking name it. They're fucking junk. From bumper to bumper. From rusted bumper to rusted bumper, I should say. It's all fucking junk. That's what YouTube's become. The YouTube junk car collection. They're video content cars and nothing more. They serve no purpose. They never will serve a purpose. They won't get driven. They won't get enjoyed. I know we did take some pride in our cars. We'd get together, you know, we used to get together at a pizza joint, Palace Pizza. Some of the guys, and they're older guys, they're not kids, they have their classic cars. You see some nice Chargers, Roadrunners, Camaros, Chevroles, you know, Mustangs, Corvettes. They're older guys. They're not street racing anymore, but they do have nice cars that they've put some time and money into. They look great. They run good. They don't hammer them. They don't abuse them because they have put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into these cars. They'll pull a whole shot here and there, get on it here and there. They take care of them. You want to know why? Because they want to drive them. And anytime they want to drive it, they want to be able to get behind the wheel, turn that key, start up, drive it, and not have to worry about a fucking thing. And we did that back in our day too, although we were a little more abusive when our cars racing them. That's why, you know, that second car, winter car, did come in handy at times. Bore, clutch, bore, rear end, all shit's gonna take me. I don't have the money right now. I need a couple of paydays, you know, to be able to fix my car. We had that secondary junk to get us to work, to be able to do what we had to do. And we got it done. Yeah, we liked it when we'd be sitting at cars and go by them. Like even today, you'll see cars pulling and stuff. And these places like it. It's good for business. Hey, look at those cars. They'll pull in, looking at the cars while they're there. They're buying the pizza. They're buying the sub. You know what I mean? We used to do that back in our day, too. And they used to like us hanging out there like on a Sunday afternoon. You know, until the sun went down. And then, okay, it's dark. Okay, let's go to Industrial Park now, get some racing in before 11 o'clock. And the cops come in and kick us out because we're making too much fucking noise with open headers and shit, you know? I guess a lot's changed. You know why? Because we enjoyed our cars. Our enjoyment was building them. Our enjoyment was getting them to look good, getting them to run good. Our enjoyment was driving them. That was our enjoyment. What I see people seem to enjoy here due to YouTube, Their enjoyment is just simply to get whatever fucking piece of shit junk they can. Fuck around with it, fuck around with it, fuck around with it. Glorify it, glorify it, glorify themselves. Never do a fucking thing with it. These guys will fucking sit there. How they were abandoning shit when they found them. That's where they're going to fucking end up, in the same fucking place. They'll never amount to shit. In the meantime, they're pumping out fucking videos with this fucking junk. And look around the woods to see what new piece of fucking shit they can find that Mother Nature is entangled. Like fucking Big Wilbur's $200 Roadrunner. Remember that? It's going to restore it all, drive to Carlisle. How many fucking years ago? You don't even hear about that anymore either. And all these others I can name with their fucking junk that they got them clicks, got them views, put a few bucks in their pocket. You call yourself car guys? You ain't fucking car guys. You don't know shit about car guys. These cars will never amount to anything. The only thing it's doing is it's a momentary vehicle. Momentary vehicle to try to make a fucking buck on here. That's all it is. It's a YouTube prop. It's a YouTube content car and nothing more. Okay, how was that? Did I cover everything? Oh, and Nick, I mentioned, right? You got 404 horsepower out of a 318. Well, do you know how much time went into that? How much money went into that fucking 318? It's not a 318. 4-inch stroke in the crank. It's 390 cubic inches now, 396, something like that. That ain't no 318. For everything that went into that fucking engine that he did, he has the money, the know-how, the machine shop. He has everything there to do it himself. Your average guy here on YouTube don't have all that shit. Would never spend that money to get a 396 out of a 318. Your best bet would be to look for a fucking 396 out of a Chevy that just might need a, freshened up rebuild. You can do a lot cheaper than what he spent on that fucking 318 to get it to be a 396 to make 404 horsepower. That you can do half of what went into that at half the cost and get 404 horsepower out of a fucking 396 or a 383 or a 440. Why did he do it? I don't know. This seems to be, Ryan even pointed out, it seems to be a big thing on here about 318s. What's going to happen to that engine? It's going to fucking sit there. Is he going to put that in the car and go out and drive it, enjoy it, hot rod it once in a while? No, it was just a YouTube content video. It's all it is on here. It's all it seems to matter to people. It's all about content. It's all about quantity and no quality of anything that would serve any useful purpose to whoever is making this video. Look at Sanford's junk. They'll sit there parked until he fucking sells it or sends it off to a fucking scrapyard. That's all they are. Content cars. And he's not the only one. All these engines people are building, I got this 6-cylinder over here. I've been on it for fucking months. Okay. When we got into an engine, we wanted to get it done as quickly as we're financially able to do it. And we found ways to do it. Asking for overtime at work. At times, me and some of them, we picked up little part-time jobs on the weekend, working on a Sunday afternoon at a gas station, pumping fucking gas. And not to brag, but I was more skilled than the fucking mechanics that fucking gas station had working in their fucking garage on customer cars. I'd see them looking like a monkey trying to fuck a football, trying to do simple shit, and I'd be like, oh man, on a Saturday, I work on a Saturday and Sunday afternoon. I felt like saying, dude, man, you should hire me. You know what I mean? All my friends. We're all on the same level, They got these fucking bozos in there, Sanford even made them look fucking good. We worked for it because we wanted it done. Why? Because we wanted that engine together. We wanted it in our back in our car, and we wanted to drive that fucking car, not have it sit there fucking parked so we could look at it.